Hello, and welcome to Fight Club. I am Jackie Fox, your host, here back again after a long hiatus. It's been quite a while since I did my last video, and I've got to admit I haven't played Pokemon Go in a while. That's not going to be the subject of this new series, so if you're here exclusively for that and you haven't unsubbed from my channel, I guess now's the time. But if you are still a devout Pokemon fan and you want to see me do a run through Pokemon Reborn, taking on all 18 gym leaders, with a team of nothing but foxes, well, stick around. So there's a few things that I want to explain about this run before I start showing you video, and that is that, yes, I did cheat a little bit here at the beginning, and probably will throughout the series. The reason is that I realized that while a fox run is cute in theory, it's actually horribly impractical. First of all, there's only really 3 to 4 family lines that could even be considered foxes. So fully evolved Pokemon, we're looking at Delphox, which is an excellent choice as a starter, so that gives us a way to get started. Zoroark as a dark type option. And we have Vulpix as either a fire type or ice type option. But there's already plenty of fire type foxes available. Apparently the Firefox idea was well used. So using the fire type version of Ninetales, it probably isn't something that I'm going to do in this run. Although I'll probably still train one just for shits and giggles or for a backup team. But I also realized that I really had to include Eevee. So one thing that I did was, when I got started, I picked my Fennekin and then I spawned in through the debug menu a bunch of random level 5 Eevees and various other Pokemon that I needed. And then I picked the ones that had the most appropriate EVs, etc., and went with them. And then from there, I did a couple other modifications. For whatever reason, you can't spawn an Alolan Vulpix. I had to spawn a regular Vulpix and change its form, which meant that I couldn't get the ability that I wanted, so I ended up teaching it Hail. And there's some other little hiccups that are going to happen along the way. In fact, I'm eventually going to give my Zorua Fake Out, because I feel like that's probably going to be important, at least for Charlotte. And there's probably going to be other little things that I'm going to do to make this an enjoyable run for me. Because I'm not necessarily doing this as a challenge run. Like, yes, I do want to challenge myself to only use foxes for this run. But I want the challenge to come from that, and really this is kind of a new game plus for me. Like, I've played all the way through, I've done most if not all of the major side quests in the game, so now I'm just going back through for fun. So I also threw myself $100,000 at the very beginning so I wouldn't have to struggle for money right off the bat, and would be able to buy stuff like friendship berries to help me get Umbreons and Espeons early in the game. And I'm also playing with a number of mods. But all of this is just for my personal enjoyment. So, now that I have taken all this time to explain myself, let's get into the fight with Julia. Okay, so one of the first things that you're going to notice here is that I started the recording a little bit late. I threw a powder snow, which is what I gave Aurora, my Vulpix, to replace the Ember that she started out with. I'm not sure if that's... I didn't consult the move list. That might not be a Vulpix move, but oh well. It's a starter ice type move. I think it's fair. The strategy that I'm going for here with the Vulpix is to set up Hail in order to get me a little bit of chip damage going and also to set up Vulpix's evasion. But as you can see, I don't dodge a single hit with this Vulpix, and it really didn't work out for me. Probably could have won the matchup with Minion if I had not used Hail. If I had used that turn for damage. Or maybe if I had used Confuse Way instead. That might have been another way to avoid damage here. Okay, so Vulpix is down. I'm gonna come in with my generic Eevee. Now you'll notice I named this one Oh, wait. Ha 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 ha! I tricked myself. This is definitely my Zorua. Wow. But it is pretending to be my Eevee, which is named Neptune, and Neptune is eventually going to become a Vaporeon. So Zorua may have made it through those first two Pokemon pretty easily. But here comes Jolteon, and Jolteon is one of those cases where I did have to cheat in a Thunderstone for myself. But I didn't want to have two Eevees on my team. I didn't want to, like, have overlapping Foxes in any of these gym fights. So I decided that to have a team of 5, I had to evolve one of my Eevees. And I felt like having an electric type Eevee for this fight was probably the better way to go. In terms of things that I could get with stone evolutions. Another thing that I did is a lot of my Pokemon, I changed the original trainer so that they gain bonus experience, so that I don't have to grind as hard with a lot of my Pokemon. Again, just trying to make this a fun run for me. And that is why so many of my Pokemon look like they are a little bit over-leveled for this fight. Because, I mean, I basically did all of the standard grinding. I don't think that I've had more than 3 or 4 random encounters in the grass or anything at this point. This has all just been trainer experience. Okay, so this Electrode is going to give me just a little bit of trouble. That Sonic Boom really cuts through things pretty quickly. And it kind of makes me wish that I had kept Quick Attack on my Eevee, but we will get through these potions and win the battle with a couple Pokemon left. So ultimately that didn't go too bad. My losses were pretty minimal. Even though I was outnumbered, which is not how I wanted to go into this fight at all. I remember my first run of this, I needed 6 Pokemon and I needed to grind hard. And I think that part of that was because, you know, again, I gave my starter a original trainer name that would be reminiscent to my first run. I was actually Fox on my first run too, and I named my starter Jackie, but because my starter was a Delphox in that run as well. I like the Fox theme, what can I say? I gave the original trainer name Jackie because I couldn't find the Egg Lady's name on the interwebs when I was naming this, so I just said to myself, you know who gave her that egg? I did, so it's gonna be my name. And then the Vulpix is Ames because of the scene later on in the game where you unleash all of the Vulpixes from her office. So that seemed fair. And then the Eevee that would eventually become Spike is from Bill. So that was my first gym battle. That was the Fox team. Fox team is going to be Fox team. That was Fox team 5. Fox team 6 is going to be coming at you in the next episode when we go up against Flowbot? I think it's Flowbot. Hell yeah. While you're here, I just want to give a quick shout out to my other channel, which is called Jackie Fox. I'll be putting a link to that in the description. Be sure to check that channel out. That is where I am spending most of my YouTube time nowadays. I've been running that channel for the last couple of months and it's starting to kick off. So if you could go over there and hit me up with a subscribe, that would be excellent. Also though, subscribe here, ring that bell. If you watched this much of this video, then you are interested in this Pokemon run. Something has made you curious. So subscribe so that you don't miss an episode or a gym fight. And depending on what people say, I might put some of the more climactic, like, rival fights in here as well. But, you know, just tell me which ones you would be interested in seeing, but for right now, I'm just going to record the gym battles. Alright, see you next time.